And now it's time for the Hebrew of the week. And today we're in Ruth, chapter 2, verse 15. See if you can pronounce the Hebrew. And here's my shot. Va takam la laket v'yazav Boaz et na'ariv lemor. Okay, what do you recognize? Vav patak doubling. It's converted imperfect, a past tense. This vav patak not doubling is, in theory, vav patak doubling, another converted imperfect, but there's an obscure rule that when there's a shavah under a doubled consonant performative, sometimes it can lose its doubling. At least that's what Lasor says. So this is a converted imperfect also. Let me see, what else do we recognize here? La is the preposition to. La is the preposition to. But these are both infinitive constructs. So to glean and to say, or saying. It's usually, lemor is usually translated as saying. Et is the definite direct object marker. Direct object approaching. Vav is his. It's a possessive suffix. His, and then with the yod, it's something plural. His young men. Well, let's do the thing, right? Why do you stop talking? Okay, so vatakam. This is, if this is vav patak doubling, converted imperfect or a preterite by yiktol form, then this must be a performative of the imperfect, and it is. It is third feminine singular, she. And she came. This is kumbaya. No, not that kind. It's arise or go. It's a middle weak hollow verb. So, and she went, which works fine, right? And she went to glean. La is to, and lakate is glean. What stem would you guess this is, by the way? That's a good guess. Yes, it is a D stem or a PL stem. It's the doubling stem. You can see the second radical is doubled. Katail is the normal verb form. Anyway, to glean, the impossible glean. No, that's not what it is. So, and she went to glean. This is Ruth, right? Ruth is going to glean in the field. Vayazav. This is from zavah. It's a third hay verb. The hay went away. That's another weak verb. Third hay, third week. So zavah. It's and Boaz commanded. I think this. Let's see. With a shavah there. Normally, if there's a shavah under the performative, I'm thinking that it's a doubling stem. And of course, because the hay is dropped off, you don't end with a doubled vav, so it could be that the doubling dropped off. Let me just see if I'm right. Why do I even question myself? Yes, in fact, this is a PL. It is a D doubling stem. And the clue was not only knowing that zavah tends to be a PL, but also this shavah of the performative is a telltale sign of a PL stem in the imperfect. Okay, so Boaz commanded the young men, his young men. So the his comes from the vav, the men plural comes from the yod, and then na'ar is a young man or servant guy. And then saying. So, and Ruth went to glean, and Boaz commanded his young men. What did he command them? He commanded, see if you can pronounce the Hebrew. And here's my attempt. Gam bain ha'amarim te la kate velo tak li muha. Muha. Okay, so Gam I recognize as also. Bain I represent as Batman's. No, that's something different. It is between. Ha is the. And normally it would be hey patak doubling, but ayin say I don't do doubling. It's not in my contract. And so it tries to shoot a dagesh in there and bing, bounces back and lengthens the kamatz into a patak. Not really. So the. And then Hirk Yod Mem is a plural, masculine plural, absolute ending. So also between, this is what Boaz is saying to his young men. Also between the sheaves, going between the sheaves. No, the sheaves. So the, and then Hirk Yod Mem is sheaves. Then this I would say is a jussive. Jussives tend to look a lot like the imperfect. So the tav is a third feminine singular performative. That's where the her comes from. Lakate is the take. And this, you can see what stem would you guess this is? If you guessed PL, you guessed correctly. You have doubled second radical, right? And the Catale kind of pattern. So let her take. Let her take stuff. Let her take corn and wheat, or it's probably wheat or barley, isn't it? So let her take. So looks like an imperfect, but it's not. It's actually a jussive. But this, with a low, this must be an imperfect, because if it were a jussive, it would have all. You could call me Betty, and I will call you all, and all means not. So this must be a straightforward imperfect, but it's a command imperfect. You will not insult her. You will not. So let her take the sheaves, and you will not insult her. So this tav is the second, second feminine. Nope. It's not. It's the second masculine, and then the sharuk at the end. It's 1-2 punch. So it is a second feminine plural. You will not. Y'all will not. And then the ha is the object suffix her, which is we've seen before. So what stem is this is the question. Well, if a shava under the performative is a telltale sign of the PL, a patak under the performative is a telltale sign of the hiphil, or causative stem. And this intuition is confirmed by the fact that we have a hierarch yod after the second radical, because that's what a hiphil does. An H stem tends to do a hierarch yod after the second radical. So I don't know that it changes the meaning any. This word just likes the hiphil, doesn't it? You would look in the dictionary and say, oh, in the hiphil it means don't mock her, don't insult her. So, and you will not insult her. So, and she went to glean, and Boaz commanded his young men, saying, even between the sheaves, let her take stuff, and do not mock her. Don't mess with her. And this has been Ruth 2:15. By the way, I still have this book. Believe it or not, you can get it on Amazon for a song. Well, anyway, this goes through all the categories of Hebrew. It is a first step in learning Hebrew. I may add a second volume at some point if people like it. Not a lot of people have bought it, but the second volume would be to go on and learn the forms. I haven't decided how to approach that. I would eventually like to do all of Hebrew. I do have a course, of course, in all of Hebrew, learning Hebrew inductively, on Udemy. And here is the Biblical Hebrew for the Novice ebook link, and there's also a Udemy course for Biblical Hebrew for the Novice. Is that enough? It's not. With this coupon code, I don't think it's $44.99. And if that coupon code is expired, because it's now September, just tell me, and I'll make a new one. Put it in the comments. I actually read the comments on YouTube. This has been the Hebrew of the Week in the book of Ruth, chapter 2, verse 15.